You know, normally I don't turn my show over to dead presidents, but Harry Truman, here's the speech that I would like to hear Barack Obama give tonight. This is Harry Truman in 1948. This is his acceptance speech to run for president of the United States. So it's not a State of the Union address. It doesn't have quite the calm demeanor that a State of the Union address should or historically has, let's say. But I think that there's some good lessons in this speech. So just listen to this. This is soon to be. Actually, he was the vice president of the United States when he gave this speech, Harry Truman.
The people know the Democratic Party is the people's party, and the Republican Party is the party of special interest, and it always has been and always will be.
Yes, said the people. We get that.
I'd like to say a word or two now about what I think a Republican philosophy is. And I'll speak from actions and from history and from experience. The situation in 1932 was due to the policies of the Republican Party control of the government of the United States.
See, and Obama should say 2008, the crash, it was Republicans.
The Republican Party, as I said a while ago, favors the privileged few and not the common everyday man. Ever since its inception, that party has been under the control of special privilege, and they concretely proved it in the 80th Congress.
Obama should call out the rich, too.
In the field of labor, we needed moderate legislation to promote labor management harmony. But Congress instead passed that so-called Taft-Hartley Act, which has disrupted labor management relations and will cause strife and bitterness for years to come if it's not repealed, and the Democratic platform says it ought to be repealed.
Yeah, and unfortunately, tragically, it never did get repealed.
I tried to strengthen the Labor Department. The Republican platform of 1944 said if they were in power, they'd build up a strong Labor Department. You know what they've done to the Labor Department? They've simply torn it up. There's only one bureau left that's functioning, and they cut the appropriation on that, so it can't hardly function. I recommended an increase in the minimum wage. What'd they get? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I suggested that the schools in this country are crowded, teachers underpaid, that there are a shortage of teachers. One of the greatest national needs, more and better schools. I urge the Congress to provide $300 million to aid the states in meeting the present educational crisis. Congress did nothing about it.
Congress did nothing about it.
Time and again, I've recommended improvements in Social Security law, including extending protection to those not now covered, increase the amounts of the benefits, reduce the eligibility age of women from 65 to 60 years. Congress studied the matter for 2 years but couldn't find time to extend the increased benefits, but it did find time to take Social Security benefits away from 750,000 people. And they passed that over my veto.
It's amazing. He wanted to lower the Social Security age to 60. Harry Truman.
I've repeatedly asked the Congress to pass a health program.
Health care.
The nation suffers from lack of medical care. That situation can be remedied anytime the Congress wants to act upon it.
And this was single payer he was proposing.
Everybody knows that I recommended to the Congress a civil rights program. I did so because I believe it to be my duty under the Constitution. Some of the members of my own party disagree with me violently on this matter, but they stand up and do it openly. People can tell where they stand, but the Republicans all profess to be for these measures. But the 80th Congress didn't fail to act, and they had enough men there to do it, and they could have had cloture. They didn't have to have a filibuster. There were enough people in that Congress that would vote for cloture.
They filibustered a civil rights bill.
Now, everybody would like to have low taxes. But we must reduce the national debt in times of prosperity. And when tax relief can be given, it ought to go to those who need it most, and not go to those who need it least, as this Republican rich man's tax bill did when they passed it over my veto on the third try.
Wow. So this is, he'd had a Republican-controlled Congress for 2 years.
The first one of these tax bills they sent me was so rotten that they couldn't even stomach it themselves. They finally did send one that was somewhat improved, but it still helps the rich and sticks the knife into the back of the poor. The Republican platform urges extending and increasing Social Security benefits. Think of that. Increasing Social Security benefits, and yet when they had the opportunity, they took 750,000 people off the Social Security roll.
Give them hell, Harry.
I wonder if they think they can fool the people of the United States with such poppycock as that.
I think they can.
The American people will not decide by listening to mere words or by reading a mere platform. They'll decide on the record as it has been written. And in the record is the stark truth that the battle lines in 1948 are the same as they were back in 1932, when the nation lay prostrate and helpless as a result of Republican misrule and inaction. In 1932, we were attacking the citadel of special privilege and greed. We were fighting to drive the money changers from the temple. Today, in 1948, we are now the defenders of the stronghold of democracy and of equal opportunity, the haven of the ordinary people of this land, and not of the favored classes or the powerful few.
See, this is what Obama should be saying. Because of speeches like that in the election of 1948, not only did the Republicans lose control of the House of Representatives, they didn't get control of the House of Representatives back again during the Eisenhower administration, during the Kennedy administration, during the Johnson administration, they didn't get control back again until the Clinton administration.